Welcome back to my Need for Speed tutorials. In part 2 here, I'll help you get the best visuals out of your computer. What? This is your first time you're here? I suppose that means you don't need to see part 1, but part 3 might interest you. And with that out of the way, now it's time to decide which graphics settings you want. You can go with software render, which works by default, or direct 3D, which also works by default. Or you can use a glide wrapper. Need for Speed was optimized for a Voodoo graphics card, so a glide wrapper emulates one by transferring your graphics card into something Need for Speed can understand. The steps for Direct 3D and the glide wrappers are the same on XP, 7, and 10. But if you followed my instructions in the last video on how to install Need for Speed on 10, Direct 3D is already upgraded. To improve your Direct 3D performance, you're going to need the Need for Speed High Stakes Stock Pack, which is a nifty little pack that comes with all sorts of useful hardware for Need for Speed High Stakes. But since we're only using the graphics portion, all you need checked is the new 3D setup. Click Next and Install. A dialog box will pop up that says, "Would you like to run the new 3D setup now?" Click Yes, select Direct 3D, and choose a new DLL. Any will work, but I go with the 9.b. Just remember what I said in the first video if you're running Windows 10. Direct 3D is really good. The pros are the game looks very nice, and you can use any resolution you like. The con is, the menu icons look fuzzy, which I'm not quite sure why, but I haven't been able to find a fix for this. If you're interested in a glide wrapper, there's Zeckensack's glide wrapper, or there's nGlide. Zeckensack is what I advise for XP. On my computer, at least, it wouldn't run nGlide and was lagging a bit. But on a higher performance PC, nGlide is what I'd choose. For Zeckensack's glide wrapper, download it and install it. Once you've done that, there's two ways to activate it in-game. You can go into the registry and activate it, or, if you installed the stock pack, you can change your settings to glide from Start, All Programs, Electronic Arts, Need for Speed High Stakes, 3D Device Setup. So I'd recommend that for most people. Either way you do it, take note of the following. Do not turn triple buffer on in-game, and keep the screen size at 640 by 480. To play it safe, you can set the maximum resolution in the glide wrapper settings. nGlide's not much different, but there is one additional step. After downloading and installing it, you're going to need the NFS4 patch from their website. It contains a registry file that'll change the settings so Need for Speed can use nGlide. It only affects Need for Speed's registry files, but if you're not so comfortable doing this, again, installing the stock pack will allow you to change to glide. A warning window will pop up like before. Again, don't turn triple buffer on. Although it says to keep the screen size to 640 by 480, I haven't had any issues with at least 1024 by 768. Click Yes, and then you come to the configuration setup. You can leave all these at default, but I like to turn the 3D FX logo splash screen off. And now a quick comparison between the two. The Zeckensack's glide wrapper is lightweight, meaning that just about any computer should be able to run it. However, at a cap of 640 by 480 for the resolution, things can look quite pixelated. nGlide, on the other hand, doesn't have a resolution cap and has all the advantages of Zeckensack's, but because it's more processor intensive, not every computer may be able to run it. And between nGlide and Direct 3D, I haven't noticed much of a visual impact, so you could probably choose either one without much of a difference. So there are your three options to run Need for Speed. And now a couple of cautions. Under no circumstances should you install the 4.50 patch on Windows 7, otherwise you will cause the game to cease to function and will have to do some minor tweaking to fix it. Also, only one glide wrapper can be installed at a time, otherwise the 3D setup utility will get very confused. And finally, I advise that you do not install anything else with the NeFA Suite stock pack unless you are a little bit tech savvy. Especially the glide wrappers. Installing one of the glide wrappers with the stock pack will automatically check NFS HS Starter. With this feature checked, you will then receive this error whenever you try to start the game. Well, we finally come to the end. I hope this gets you back in the race. I'm Meticulous, and for now, goodbye.